Hello everyone, this is Dharamveer sir here. So today we are going to continue with chapter 15th of grade 11 maths, which is statistics. And the topic of this video is coefficient of variation. So let's start. So coming to variance. So variance of n observations like x1, x2, x3 up to xn, and whose mean is x bar. We know how to find the mean of n observations on group data, is given by sigma square and is calculated as sigma square is equal to 1 upon n sigma xi minus x bar whole square. Okay, so first we need to find the mean, that is x bar. Then we have to find the difference of the observation and the mean, that is xi minus x bar. Then we have to find the square of the difference, that is xi minus x bar whole square. Then we have to find the sum of all the differences divided by n. This will be the variance of the given observations. Clear? So pause and note down the formula. Now after variance we have standard deviation. So if sigma square is the variance of n data, n observations, then sigma that is the standard deviation is called a standard deviation and is given by sigma is equal to square root of 1 upon n sigma xi minus x bar whole square. So in short we have to first find the sigma square, that is variance, and then take the square root of that to get the standard deviation of the n observations. Clear? So pause and note down the formula. Now standard deviation for a discrete frequency distribution, that is we have a frequency distribution table but ungrouped frequency distribution is given by sigma under 1 upon n is the sum of all the frequencies and the sum of fi into xi minus x bar whole square, xi minus x bar whole square. So first we have to find the mean of the ungrouped frequency distribution. We know how to find the mean. Then we will find the difference of xi minus x bar, then whole square of that, and then multiply that by fi, and then we have to take the sum of fi xi minus x bar whole square. Clear? After that we will apply the formula for standard deviation. Done? So pause and note down the formula. Now standard deviation of a continuous frequency distribution. Now here we have grouped data, that is we have the frequency distribution case of class intervals and the condition is they should be continuous, and if the data is non-continuous then we have to make it continuous, and the formula for calculating that will be same, that is sigma 1 upon n sum of fi xi minus x bar whole square under root. Clear? So pause and note down the formula. Next we have coefficient of variation. Now coefficient of variation is useful to describe the variability or consistency of some data. Now how is it calculated? The coefficient of variation is equal to standard deviation upon mean into 100. We know how to find the standard deviation and mean of a data. So find the standard deviation mean, then you can simplify the coefficient of variation by using the formula standard deviation upon mean into 100. Now if we have two different observations, suppose we have two groups, group A and group B, then we can simply calculate the coefficient of variation for group A and group B. So the group having more CV, whose coefficient of variation is greater, will be more variable, and group having less coefficient of variation will be more consistent. Okay, so to check the variability and the consistency, we calculate the coefficient of variation using this one. CV is equal to standard deviation upon mean into 100. Clear? So pause and note down the formula. So keeping all these points in mind, let's start exercise 15.2. And first we have question number 2. We have to find first n natural numbers. So we have first n natural numbers. So we have the observations xi as 1, 2, 3 up to n. So sum of n natural numbers 1, 2, 3 up to n is, we know that, is equal to n into n plus 1 upon 2. So mean x bar will be the sum upon number of observations. So n plus 1 upon 2 divided by n, which is equal to n plus 1 upon 2. So sigma x square will be equal to what? 1 square, 2 square, 3 square up to n square, which gives n plus 1 to n plus 1 upon 6. So we know that the variance is given by 1 upon n sum of x square minus x bar square. Okay, so we get 1 upon n plus 1 and 2n plus 1 upon 6 minus n plus 1 upon 2 whole square. So simplifying this, we get the variance as n square minus 1 upon 12. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Moving to question 4, we have the ungrouped frequency distribution over here, and we need to find the mean and variance. So let the assumed mean a be, so we have used assumed mean method. So we have the data xi, we have the frequencies fi. First we need to find the mean. So using that method we get di, which is equal to xi minus 18. Xi minus 18, we have taken 18 as the assumed mean a. So di, we get di, then we calculate di square, then we have to find fi di square. Clear? So note down this table. Now here n, that is sum of frequencies, is equal to 40. Sigma fi di is equal to 40. So x bar will be equal to a plus sigma fi di upon n, that is 18 plus 40 upon 40, that is 19. And variance sigma square equals to 1 upon n sigma fi di square minus sigma fi di upon n, which is equal to 1776 upon 40 minus 40 upon 40 whole square, which gives 43.4, which is the required variance. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Now next, again we have ungrouped data. So we have xi, we have the frequencies, taking a as 100, we take the assumed mean as 100. So we get di, that is xi minus assumed mean, then di square, then again fi di, then fi di square. Now here sum of frequencies n equals to 22 and sigma fi di equals to 0. So note down the table. Now x bar, mean is equal to a plus sigma fi di upon n, which is equal to 100 plus 0.22, that is 100. And variance sigma square equals to 1 upon n sigma fi di square minus sigma fi di upon n whole square, which is equal to 640 upon 22 minus 0.22, that is equal to 29.09, which is the required variance. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Now moving to next one, find the mean and variance for the following. We have question 7. We have class interval, that is we have continuous frequency distribution table. Now taking assumed mean as 105, h is 30, that is class size. We have the class intervals, we have the frequencies. So xi is the class mark, upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Then finding yi, we get xi minus 105 upon 30. I hope you remember this method. We learned this in grade 10th also, to find the mean. Then we find fi of yi, then fi yi square, their sums. We need this in the formulas. Okay, so n, that is the sum of frequency, fi yi sum is 2, sigma fi yi square equal to 76, and h, that is class size, equal to 30. So note down this table. Now x bar, that is mean, is equal to a plus h upon n sigma fi yi, which is equal to 105 plus 30 into 2 upon 30, that is 107. And variance sigma square equals to h square into 1 upon n sigma fi y square minus 1 upon n sigma fi yi whole square. So putting the values, we get the variance sigma square equals to 2276. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. Now moving to a sum of coefficient of variation. This is the third sum of exercise 15.3. An analysis of monthly wages pays to workers in two firms A and B belonging to the same industry gives the following result. Number of wage earned for firm A and B, monthly mean of monthly wages for firm A and firm B, and variance of the distribution 100 and 121 for firm A and firm B. So we have to find which firm A or B pays larger amount as monthly wages, and second, which firm A or B shows greater variability in individual wages. So here we have x bar equals to y bar. It is given that both their means are same, that is 5253. N1 is 556 and second is N2 is 648. So amount paid by a firm as monthly wage will be equal to an x bar, since we know that x bar equals to what? Sigma x upon n. So using this formula, number of workers into mean of monthly wages. Now it is clear that first firm pays N1x and firm B pays N2y. And since x is equal to y and N2 greater than N1, it is very clear that firm B will be paying larger amount as monthly wages. And second, we have to check variability. Now sigma A square is 100, so sigma A is 10. Sigma B square is 121, so sigma B, that is standard deviation for firm B, is 11. Now since their means are equal, x bar is equal to y bar, and the standard deviation for firm B is greater than standard deviation for firm A. Therefore the firm B will be showing greater variability, because we learned while coefficient of variation that the team or the group having more CV, coefficient of variation will be more variable. So here the coefficient of variation of firm B is greater, so it will be show greater variability in individual wages. Clear? So pause and note down the solution. With this we end the chapter, not only the exercise but the entire chapter. So solve the remaining sums and also the examples given before the exercise. Thank you and all the best.